Going on to you, Aquarius, out here. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day. What's going on with you? So, you, Aquarius, actually have the Queen of Michael, Three of Ariel, and then you, Aquarius, have the Divine Guidance. So, what I'm saying here for you, Aquarius, is that the Queen of Michael speaks to how y'all are in a position where a lot of y'all are actually taking it quite easily. There's not really any kind of real anything really worrying you, Aquarius' head up as of around now. Things are going back to being calm, cool, collected again when you get a chance to do what you want. And the divine guidance just represents, you got out with the Most High and your own instincts and listening to what you wanted to do. And because of that, you don't have to worry about the dysfunction that you've dealt with. Things are going right back to being on calm waters again. And then you have the Six of Michael. And then you, Aquarius, also have the Three of Raphael. So at the same time, you still do have people that would like to get back together with you. But is it really going to be, for the right reasons? More than likely. This is New York. More than likely, they're not really going to be rocking with you for the right reasons. That's one thing that you, Aquarius, really got to know. Sometimes people don't really be out here changing. Even though they said that they've changed, do they actually change? No, not really. And so what's going on here is the Three of Raphael is you, Aquarius, obviously, you're not waiting around for them to figure it out. You never were. And so why would you start now? And so now the Three of Raphael represents you're going to go off and do your own thing and continue to engage your family, yourself, your friends, whatever the case may be, and like I said, you know who you can trust. You know that a lot of you, again, the majority of the times when an Aquarius trusts people, it's usually people in their own family or the people that technically they're not genetically related to, but they consider family because they're married to them or they're in a relationship with them, or if they've been friends with that person for years or whatever the case may be. And in any case, because of that, what happens here is that this is a specific situation for you where you actually feel much better that you don't have to deal with, dysfunctional people, and rightfully so. You don't want to have to deal with people that are just trying to waste your time and they're every time they get a chance, they betray your trust and then they just expect you to forgive them and they just do whatever they want. Things are going right back to being calm for you again, back to pattern. You, Aquarius, making your money all over again on your way towards, handling your business. A lot of you, Aquarius, probably have your own business going on, but I mean like in terms of scaling it. The Five of Ariel, and then you have the Two of Raphael right here, which represents how you're in a position where walking away was actually one of the best things for you to do. Two of Raphael, walking away was one of the best things for you to do because it's no good to have someone that you're connected to, whom it is that you, Aquarius, know that you can't trust. That's one of the worst things essentially in which you can do, because when you're connected to someone whom you can't trust, there's generally a sensation of not feeling like you actually have things underneath your control, or things are not really going the way that you specifically wanted it to. And so now you have the High Priestess, which represents, just take in mind though that you do have like secret admirers or stalkers, people who once again, I've talked about the whole stalking thing where a person just wants to have you how they want to have you. They want to have you as like an action figure, like a toy or whatever. And then they play with you for a little bit and then they just basically stuff you back in a box, but at the same time, we all know that people are not toys. I've been saying this same thing since 2021. People are not toys because they're not. They're not. As a person that tried to run game on somebody just to kind of see, and I'm talking about way back when, I'm talking about more than 10 years ago at this point, I haven't tried. I don't try to run game on people anymore. I didn't historically either, but I would try to see what would work, what didn't. Because I would listen to what people had to say. You know, you have to play the game. Everybody is trying to jockey to be at the top of the social economic hierarchy. And I would try. And what I realized is, yeah, this is hogwash. This is hogwash because because I just saw how if I did this, then the natural inclination is eventually this might happen. And then I'm in a messed up disposition because I literally made it that way. And so these are people who can't let go, who don't want to lose control, but they don't want to accept the fact that they never had control to begin with because you're not a toy. And so now you have the Knight of Raphael and the King of Michael. So they're delusional at this point. What they got cooking, or what they're thinking specifically, is that they think that you, Aquarius, are going to be in a position where you, Aquarius, hopefully come back to them and apologize and everything will go back to being good again. They're delusional, Aquarius. They're because I be finding out with y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna read, but they're delusional. Plumb delusional, because they're in a space where they're thinking about, well, you know, hopefully you, Aquarius, will come back. You, Aquarius, will come back. Think about what it is that they got going on, and you know, maybe you'll apologize to them. You will apologize to them. Meanwhile, they probably are the ones that were messing up the whole time, but whatever. And so now let's clarify the King of Michael. Which is their delusion. Two of Wands, Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands. Two of Wands, Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. The ego got them. They know good and well what's wrong. They know good and well that they messed up with you. But they would rather you come by and apologize to them. Yeah. That's right. You know what I'm saying? All of this, that's right. You, Aquarius, came by and apologized to me and all of that. But the reality of it is that you're not going to do that. Why would you do that? You know, why would you, Aquarius, do that? Especially if you know that you're in the right. Why would you do that? So it's like it's this person and their own delusion. Their delusion is really putting them in a place where they can't really see the forest for the trees. They can't understand the forest is a collection of trees. They're not looking at the scenario for what it is. Maybe if you, Aquarius, apologize. Sometimes you, Aquarius, may be like, okay, even if they apologize, you may accept their apology, but you're still not going to get back together with them. And that's okay. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Why can't they just still walk away and bear that? I've lost some people sometimes because there was some messed up stuff that I did, but then they were messed up too, right? Still at that point in time, I didn't value myself. But I apologized to them and they said, nah, I don't forgive you. And then they walked off. And I said, okay, cool. You know, I was upset. You know, I mean, I tried to reach out to them again. But then after that, I developed. I grew. I developed. I said, okay. I said, one of the things that I did wrong is that messing up and then not being able to take the person not rocking with me again. Regardless of whether they rock with me or not is irrelevant. I'm still just gonna be quiet and do my thing and just take my licks, so to speak. So now you have the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Wands, like I said. So the Nine of Cups right here represents how, and again, you know, they're quite delusional because they're confident at some point The world is going to see how fake or how fraudulent you Aquarius are. Yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole a couple of times. You know, somebody don't like you supposedly, and then they start talking at, well, I heard about you, and I'm like, okay, well, what have you heard? And then they can't actually say, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody because I'm doing it for your sake. And I'm just like, yo, I'm giving you permission to air me out. Go ahead. Or because I'm a guy that stays at home and on the weekends studies quantum physics and tries to stay out of other people's business and concentrate on what I got going on, and you're upset because of the fact that I'm lapping you, and now I'm doing the game. I'm actually playing my game instead of playing other people's games. I'm not going to be out here running around trying to be all up in people's faces. Predominantly, I'm going to lay low wherever I am, wherever that may be. You may see some of these surroundings change in the future. You're definitely going to see these surroundings change in the future. And you're going to see me do my thing wherever I am and have my fun and live my life. And they're mad because that's exactly what you Aquarius are on. People don't want to see you Aquarius succeed, the ones that are jealous of you, the ones that don't know their own self-importance, that don't understand their own self internal value. So they'll look to you Aquarius because of how talented you are and all of that, and then they'll have like a situation with themselves, some sort of inferiority thing going on. That's their situation to fix. That has nothing to do with you. And this is why I say a million times to mind your own business. Yeah, you can still kind of pay attention to what's going on in your surroundings. You don't want to be completely oblivious or unaware of what's going on around you, for sure, right? But at the same time, too, that's the power that you gain from minding your business and concentrating on your own power, what you do, what's going on in your life, the lifestyle that you have. And you've done that. And a lot of you Aquarius are actually getting the rewards. Let's clarify the divine guidance. I don't care about, and y'all know this, you Aquarius who've been over here for a long time, you know my style. I don't care about the vast majority of stuff people want me to care about. I'll care about that. Trying to appease somebody so they'll go out with me. Listen. The way that I approach dating and stuff like this, if a person don't want to rock with me, listen, they have every right to tell me no. They have every right to tell me no. However, if they tell me no, I'm going to go away. I'm going to go away. And when I go away, if they tell me no, they can't be like, oh, I want you to be around. See, just like the ball was in their court, how they told me yes or no, the ball is in my court to still decide if I'm going to hang around them. So to clarify the divine guidance, you Aquarius have the King of Wands, 10 of Wands, the Magician, right, 9 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. So this is about you making your reality, you making your lifestyle the way you want it to be. And you're not worried about what other people got going on because you're not minding their business because you don't care. And then you have the 9 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. The 9 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles is about how you Aquarius letting everybody just pretty much do their own thing, right? Living and let live. You know, you're bringing value to your own life. And sometimes you Aquarius will have a significant other. Sometimes you Aquarius will have to do it by yourself. It's just that simple sometimes. That's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. Smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. Set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. From Kareemspiritworks clothes, books that I have that are on Amazon, birth chart readings, as well as the private readings here. I'm also coming out with a video game that I am most definitely working on. I'm helping the person who's doing the creation, kind of telling them the story and everything like that of what I want to happen. And they're having my dreams come to life, come to reality. So I'm going to be selling the app on iOS, maybe the Google Play Store as well, also for $1. So it's not like expensive by any means. Yeah, I only want $1. I don't really want all this amount or whatever. I don't really want $1 because I'm really trying to see if y'all will even pay for it, if y'all will play it, if you would like it. And I'm just experimenting and branching out and seeing what other things work for me, right? What other kind of ways I can bring value to y'all. But that's it. Peace.